Good morning, my they are back. Here's the plan. Oh, there's so much going on. The canopy over the front door, I think we're going to see a lot of progress with that. The swimming pool, I can explain why yesterday they kind of missed a step, but it's for a really exciting reason. The roof guys, I haven't seen them yet, but I'm pretty sure they're coming back, and that'll be continuing over the patio and gym. And so much more, including a little bit of a change in the kitchen layout. What could possibly go wrong? Before we start, a little bit of housekeeping. Number one, an apology. If you've been with this channel any amount of time, and if you ever comment, you know that I try to be fairly responsive on comments and always reply in some form, and I've fallen behind. And so I'm sorry about that. I will catch up. Number two, if you are watching this and you don't feel violently ill, I've asked this before, please, if you don't mind, hit a like, make a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done that. Number three, later on, my beautiful Sour is heading off on a little road trip. I'm not going, but she's going with her BFF. So I'll let you know what that's all about if it's successful. Finally, my are back. What the heck is that all about? Well, it's my probably dreadful attempt to say good morning in the local dialect, which is Kapampangan. My are back. Or it seems to be equally common to just say my are back. There you go, housekeeping done. Let's get on with the real build. We'll start here over the front door today. So the roof team A are working on these trusses again, and in the end there will be 3 trusses going from the house outwards. There'll be a third one in between, in the middle of these 2 that are there already, and then there'll be 2 going across. I think one right on the end there where they're putting it in now, and I imagine the other one is pretty close to this end furthest away from the house. Hopefully that should provide plenty of stability. We did say to the builder that that canopy can be a relatively thin layer of concrete. I don't know how thin it will be, but from the point of view of weight, I imagine they're going to try and keep it down. Loud Marvin. These guys, I mean, he's taken a 30-second break here, but they've been going, as always, since 7 a.m. this morning, and getting closer and closer to finishing this front wall of the living room with plaster. Here at the carport and storage room, Donald's still working on squaring off these windows, and some electrical going in, as goes on every day. More and more and more preparation of materials to be used throughout the house, whether it's sipping the sand, preparing the palatada, all sorts of preparation. It never ends. Well, it ends, but not yet. Once again, we have the team of New Richard and New Rico taking the gentle persuasion approach to some rebar. In the kitchen, we have asked for one small change, which the engineer was happy to accommodate, said it was easy. I think it was Jerry from Sweden who commented on the positioning of the dishwasher, which was basically right in the corner. Not quite right in the corner, but pretty much where Oliver is standing right now. Now, I don't think it will be a problem, but just to be safe, we're going to move it very slightly, just 25 centimeters further towards the center, just to try and make sure there's no issues with opening doors, access, anything else. Hopefully that change is not a big issue. They've already knocked down the little wall that was in place, and they'll rebuild that, but just 25 centimeters to the left of where it was. Today we've got head electrician honcho, William, is back in. He's not here every day, but he's here very regularly, discussing wiring with one of our two on-site electricians, Mr. Jesse Bamba. Quiet Marvin back on the two doorways into the dining room, finishing those off. There's more than one use for a hard hat. Mixing up some kind of, I'm not sure what that is in there. Who needs safety? I wonder if YouTube will let this go. Tagalog songs. We'll find out later. The roofing guys. Team B. Team 2. They're only just getting started. As I've said before, they keep their own hours. They're subcontractors to the main builder. So they're just paid to get it done, and they do it in whatever hours they see fit. Original Richard up in the master bedroom. A little bit of touch up on the palatada here. What was the story, Morning Glory, with the missing out putting the surface finish on this middle step? Manuel R put in a comment, which was totally valid. Just basically saying it gave them easier access, something to step on while that concrete was drying, and there's probably some truth to that. The additional reason though, I think is rather nice. I did ask yesterday what these little forms were for that they were putting around the edge of the bench. Well, it turns out what they're going to do is basically create a lip. And the reason they're creating a lip is because they're going to put LED strip lights underneath. I think that will look just marvellous. The change to the dirty kitchen window. Beams in, concrete hollow blocks in. Now Romwell's doing the chipping out, getting ready to replaster that top area. A couple of days ago, Russell Mania put a question in the comments. When did we show the floor plans for this house? And I scratched my head about that. I wasn't sure. I knew that in the very first episode we put something in, although I think I only did it as a small part of the screen, so it wouldn't have been easy to see. So I'm going to do it again. Russell, this is for you, but also this is a question for our kids. So, Alex, Aldrian, Jack, Sabrina, you've given your opinions on decoration for your bedrooms. 3 of you, not surprisingly, all the fellas, have gone for exactly the same. Sabrina's request is a little bit different. So now we've got to figure out which bedroom is going to be for which of you. So look at the plan, and then all of you let us know which bedroom do you want. I've got a sneaking feeling you're all going to say the same one. And if anybody asks for the master bedroom, you're plumb out of luck. That ain't happening. But let me know, which bedroom would you like? If you do all go for the same one, we'll have to come up with a lottery system or something. Send me a message. It's the middle of the afternoon. We're just going to look at a couple of areas for now. First one's here. So we've now got the 3 trusses down the middle. We've got the one at the far end and one still being prepared. And they've just laid on top for now quite a number of purlins to go across. I think I said yesterday that I thought the thickness of the roof on here was going to be whatever, but I said it was going to be quite thin. Well, it's not going to be a concrete slab at all. I got that completely wrong. It's just going to be the same roofing material as they've used everywhere else. Again, we're going to go with the darker colour for this area. The roof here is done. Well, it's done subject to the competition rules that I've recently imposed, probably highly unfairly. So still none of the soffits in place. I did look it up. As far as I can tell, the eave is basically anything that hangs over the edge of the wall. The soffits are the bit that go up underneath and are purely the horizontal bits between the outside of the eave and the wall. So those soffits not yet done, drain pipes not yet done, but as I said before, we're not including those in the competition. Everything else on this roofed area is done, so the competition closes when they finish that front porch. The forms for the bench seat inside, all done. the metal rebar all done. The concrete going in. Getting close on this one as well. It's 4:30, the end of the day. Inside the spa, they finished off a little adjustment to this window, which my wife wanted a little bit more central. Very, very slightly larger than it was, so they've done that. Inside the kitchen, this has been adjusted. We have new concrete hollow block defining where the dishwasher will go. And it is pretty close to the sink, which I think will be a double sink, but it'll basically be right in the middle of that window. So it should be fairly convenient to move stuff out of the sink into the dishwasher. Not a lot else inside here that is obvious. Well, with the exception of the base with gravel and concrete hollow block along 2/3 of it. Inside the dining room, both of these door openings, nice and squared. And here the beam does jut out a little bit. I think there's enough space, probably, to put down, I still think a metal panel here would make more sense, more easily removable. But with two sliding doors, one from each side, that would then slide up against this wall with the metal panel on the outside of that. So it does disappear, pocket doors. The living room, not quite all squared away yet on these windows. A little bit more work to do there. Looking out of the front hallway towards the canopy, it is pretty big. We'll go and see it from a different direction. I'm not entirely sure on the structure of this. What I thought was being assembled as another truss, and I was told there would be another truss at this end, I believe. It's actually just angle iron that has been laying across the top. At the moment, I don't think any of that metal going left to right is attached, but there is more of that angle iron, the painted with the red oxide paint. There is more of that behind me, quite a lot more. I'll have to see how they put this all together, and I guess tomorrow they'll make a lot more progress with it, but a lot of progress today already. On the north side of the house, still a few of those windows, a little bit more touching up still to be done. Here at the pool, they have got that bench fully poured. Obviously no surface finish on it just yet, but that, I'm guessing, will come tomorrow. So that surface, the middle step and the floor, and the internal part of this will basically be done, with the exception of what other elements there are to come, including the lighting and plants and whatever else, but the structure of it will be done. That's the end of day 172. Lots of other little bits and pieces going on around the house inside, as there is every day now. Lots of bits of finishing, of plastering, corners particularly on windows. Still 2 electricians working all day in here, so there's lots going on. We don't have a plumber on site. We haven't had for a couple of days now, so I guess he'll be back at some point in the relatively near future. But we're getting closer. But that's it for today. See you tomorrow.